lower than this time in 2024.
According to research shared with I-Team investigator Scott Taylor, each murder cost taxpayers in the district somewhere around $1.5 million, and that doesn't count the cost to victims' families. Scott is here joining us with the price of murder in the district. Scott?
Yeah, I want you to take a look at these numbers. They cost taxpayers in Washington, D.C. every time someone is murdered. You got crime scene cost, hospital expenses, and how much it costs to lock up a killer. When someone is shot and survives, the price tag still climbs to almost $800,000. Gun violence in Washington, D.C. is expensive. The D.C. Justice Lab says it costs the city in the neighborhood of $2 billion every year. It costs Sieta Strouder's 12-year-old daughter her dad.
He was gunned down in Ward 8 on 6th Street Southeast, lost his life to gun violence.
That was 11 years ago. Since then, his little girl has been raised without his income support to help pay for things like housing, health insurance, clothes, or therapy. He's missed all her birthdays and Christmases, all her first days of school.
Can you put a dollar figure to that at all?
It's priceless. You know, no money can replace the loss of him, because the older she get, the more I feel like I have to come out of pocket more extra double time.
The $2 billion cost to D.C. is estimated to break down to nearly $3,000 per resident, and over $106 million directly paid by taxpayers. Peace for D.C., a nonprofit dedicated to ending gun violence in the district, commissioned a report by the National Institute for Criminal Justice Reform to isolate the direct cost of murder in the district.
I think one of the most troubling parts of the report to digest is when you look at the metrics, this is an investment in something that does not yield change. We're investing in the wrong end of the continuum.
The numbers are shocking.
Every homicide cost taxpayers $1.5 million, each individual homicide. And every non-fatal shooting when someone is hit but not killed costs the district just under $800,000 per every individual shooting.
The money starts adding up at the crime scene. $7 grand for first responders and $2,500 for cleanup, which adds up to just over $9,000. If the shooting victim lasts long enough to get to the hospital for emergency surgery for a gunshot wound, $87,000. After that, the coroner and victim support services for survivors and families show up for almost $70,000. And then there's the cost of solving the crime. Detectives, evidence technicians, analysis, interviews, and if there's an arrest, at court cost, attorney fees, jury service, including lunch, prosecution balloons up to over $200,000. But all of that is a drop in the bucket compared to the prison bill. If the suspect is convicted and sentenced, locking up the shooter typically runs more than $1 million. And here's another interesting fact. If the suspect is executed or gets a mandatory life sentence, lost sales and tax revenue for both the victim and the convicted killer over a lifetime averages almost $90,000.
Obviously, we have loved ones who are significantly impacted by the horrible tragedies of gun violence, but we have every resident who is paying for it.
Experts tell me if we can see another 20% reduction in murders and shootings, it could save residents of D.C. $180 million a year. Oh my. For the I-Team, Scott Taylor, 7 News.